Hello, everybody. Let's see. So, yeah, forgive me if I'm not the best live streamer ever. This is not what I usually do. However, I think I got it. So, can you hear me okay? So, currently we are live on X, on YouTube, and also on Twitch. Hopefully, we should be able to kind of aggregate all the chats, etc. across them, but yeah, just bear with me. All right. Let's see. Okay, so I'll just get into it, and if you have any questions, just write them in the chats. Hopefully, I'll see them. I'll be able to respond. But yeah. So welcome to our Cosmic Champs live stream. Yay! So today we're gonna play some games. Everyone who appears in the game will earn 5 USDC, just a little bit of thank you, and let's call it a help in completing Algoland quests. So we are also introducing our custom market with Alpha Arcade. So you can bet on match outcomes and potentially earn some USDC through the betting mechanics. I think that's pretty cool, and it has a lot of potential, for down the road. For example, when you run a tournament, you can bet on who's going to win it, right? So today it's just going to be on the outcome of the matches I play. However, in the future, the tournaments, I think this is going to be really cool. So yeah, that's it. Betting on Alpha Arcade, we have our custom market there. You'll be able to complete your Algoland quests for the week, which is pretty neat. So maybe, let's see if there are any questions. All right, I see Fractal Monsters are in the chat. Hey, good to see you guys. And congrats on getting your trading card game approved as a game on Twitch stream, I believe. So yeah, really good. So as I was saying, so for those of you who might not be familiar, or if you're watching it on replay later on, or if you're not familiar with what Algoland quests are in general, let me just give you a really brief overview. Let's see. I'm just going to share a screen here. Hopefully you can see it. So Algoland, what is it, right? It's the hype these days. So I'm just going to be really brief. So it's a 13-week long campaign by the Algoland Foundation that's basically aiming to onboard or to appeal to retail users. There are, as I said, 13 weeks, and each week is kind of trying to target or showcase a different aspect of the Algoland ecosystem. So for example, week 1, we had, setting up a wallet, referring a friend. We're in week 2 now, which is all about predictions, prediction markets and Alpha Arcade. And for example, week 7 will be all about gaming. We'll have Fractal Monsters, we'll have Realms, we'll have Cosmic Champs. So yeah, looking forward to that week. So again, it's a really good way to get into the Algoland if you're not familiar with it. And yeah, so right, so yeah, completing quests, this different, every week has different tasks or quests, and these quests kind of give you some points. You can see here, like, I'm logged in with our Cosmic Champs account. We have some points. So these points are basically your entries into the raffle at the end. There are some main prizes, which are, let's see, 100,000 algos, trip of a lifetime. Yeah, I kind of want to get that one. And there is an e-bike. There's a bunch of other prizes as well. But there are also weekly prizes, right? So each week if you complete all of the quests, and the important part is all of the quests, you are entered into a raffle for weekly prizes. And this week there is Alpha Arcade quests. If you complete all of the Alpha Arcade quests, you are in the running for a prize. And to complete those quests, you have to basically, as it says here, pick 3 markets that speak to you, place a bet of $5 minimum, 5 USDC minimum, and that's about it. So I'll get into this a little bit later on. I mean, I can just go into it right now, I guess. Yeah, for sure. Why not? Let me just briefly check the chats, and afterwards I'm gonna talk a little bit about Alpha Arcade, and I promise after that we're going to play some games. All seems fine. Right. So let's do this. Share screen. Okay, hopefully you can see my screen. So Alpha Arcade, it's a prediction market, right? You've probably heard of Poly Market. It's, I would say, is probably really good way of gauging a lot of things, like in terms of what's going to happen in the world in general. So prediction markets are a big thing, and they're only going to rise. That's my opinion, obviously. So Alpha Arcade is a prediction market built on Algoland. And this week's quest is to pick 3 of the markets and bet on $5, 5 USDC on them, and then you're in for, in the draw for a prize. You can bet on pretty much anything. You want to bet on some sports games, sure, you can do that. You want to bet on, ceasefire on Russia versus Ukraine, you can do that. However, there is this really cool feature that Alpha Arcade implemented, and it's live streams. And that's what I want to focus on about today. So if you go to Alpha Arcade webpage, click on live streams, you'll be able to see a live stream here that says, how many Tertius shards will Cosmic Champs earn in 5th game during live stream? So that's a prediction market that was created for us. And it also has, a live stream. Hopefully you can see this. I'm not really sure. And it has basically our live stream embedded into it. So, you can imagine how this could be used during tournaments, or, maybe not for our game, for like sports games, you can have a commentary or something about the game, and you can bet on outcomes during the game. Like, it's pretty cool feature. So if you are still trying to finish your Algoland Quest for this week, you can head to this market, and there are 3 outcomes that are possible here. And this is, I'll talk a little bit about this before I start playing the games. And they're basically, the outcome is there will be 0 Tertius shards earned. There will be 2 or 3, or there'll be 4 or more. This is what you're betting on. And the odds currently are 47% for 0 Tertius shards, 30 for 2 to 3, 24% for 4 plus. And let's go and let's explain what these shards are, how this stuff works, etc. So I'm just gonna share a screen of the game here, and let's get into it. So basically, if you're not familiar with our game, this is not a stream that's gonna explain the game in detail. There will be other videos or streams around that. However, basically in our game, there is a, there is a currency that's being used to improve your characters, and this is what these shards are. So each character, each champ, has their own shards. So for example, this is Saibi shards that are used to upgrade Saibi character, Saibi champ. These are, Coyote, this is Invin, this is Hammer, and this is Tertius. Tertius is a little tiny robot that are very, very versatile. Anyhow, so what we're betting on is how many of those shards will be awarded after the 5th game of today's live stream. Okay, I'll also specifically mention, okay, the next game is the one that counts for the live stream, for the prediction market. So we try to really make it as fair as possible, so the odds are kinda out of my hands. Even if I win, there's just slight, if I win or if I lose, there's just a slight change for, changing the odds for how many shards will be kinda awarded. Let me just check really quickly. I believe Alpha Arcade also shared the actual odds. Let me share this again. They're kinda pretty well reflected on the market at the moment. However, just to give you an idea, if you want to complete your Algoland Quests, what you need to do is bet on 3 different markets, right? So I'm just gonna do it right now just to show you how easy it is. And afterwards, we're gonna go and play some games. And you can still place your bets afterwards, so you don't need to worry or to hurry with that. So for example, if I wanna bet that I'll earn 0 Tertius shards, which is the most likely scenario. However, obviously the payout isn't as good if you bet on something that's pretty much certain, right? So there's about 46% chance that this is what's gonna happen. Let's bet on this. Let's see how this works. Hopefully you can see my screen. Yeah, you can buy yes or you can buy no. So you can bet that something will happen, or you can bet that something won't happen. So what I want to do is bet on 0 Tertius shards will be awarded after the 5th game. I want to bet that that's going to happen. And since I'm super confident about it, I'm not that confident. Let's do $10. I'm just going to bet $10 on it. Just need to confirm the transaction. And that should, yay, we got some confetti. And yeah, I placed my bet, and that's about it. And you have to do 3 bets of $5 each. So if, for example, if you're super certain on some sort of outcome, you can bet on that outcome to happen and on all the other outcomes not to happen. So for our particular stream, you can bet on, let's say, 0 Tertius shards. That's going to happen. You bet on yes. And then you can bet on no for 2 to 3 and 4 plus. And that's 3 predictions. And that should get you to complete the weekly quests. Okay, that's about it about Alpha Arcade. Now let's get to gaming, right? This is what our project is all about. This is what our community is all about. Let me just really briefly check the chats if there is some questions or some, something I need to address. But as I said, I'm not that good at streaming, so I might be missing some chats. We are live on 3 different channels right now, YouTube, X, and Twitch. And there is different delays, etc. So it's a lot to start with. Anyhow, so the games. Okay, I'm gonna start queuing up our games, and if you queue up at roughly the same time or around the same time, and again, there's delay between what I'm doing and what you see on the stream. But if you manage to get paired with me in the game, no matter the outcome, I'll be sending 5 USDC to your wallet after the stream. I'll do 4 of these games, and then the 5th game is the one that's going to count for the Alpha Arcade market. So yeah, I'm playing in the browser. However, you can also play our game on mobile, on Android, on iOS. Okay, let's see how this goes. Also, if you're trying to get there, I'm just gonna start it because we are due to play the 5th game in 10 minutes, so I'm gonna rush through a couple of games. However, if you want to try and get paired with me, the current account that I'm playing on has fairly low rating, and the matchmaking is kind of working within parameters. So if you're way higher ranked player than I am at the moment, so I believe it was 1200 something rating, you won't be able to be paired with me. So just drop your rating in the chat and I can adjust my rating on the back end to be in the same, in the range to be able to be paired with you. But yeah, let's see who we paired with. Hopefully it's a player, and that's not a player. Well, it happens. I still have to play 4 games. So let's get into it. So this game is not, this game is not the game that counts towards the Alpha Arcade market. This is the first game. Let's see if I can do something like this. First game. Perfect. So it doesn't really matter the result of this game, but I can explain a little bit about the game, right? So the game kind of works on mechanics that are very similar to rock, paper, scissors. So each of the units has their strengths and their weaknesses, and there are some units that are very good against them, and there are some units that are very bad against them. So for example, this blue unit here, Hammer, this is an AoE unit, right? It attacks on the area. And what you want to do against this type of unit, you want to have something that hits hard, hits very strong. So for example, the unit I just deployed is a bunch of small little units. It's very good if you need to swarm like either a couple of different units or some units that are attacking very slowly. But it would die immediately versus the Hammer that I just mentioned before, because it could attack all of them at the same time. So as I said, 3 small units, 1 Hammer attacks all of them, and bam, they're gone. So there are a bunch of different strategies what you want to do, but your goal is to defeat your opponent's base. So the simplest, there are a bunch of different ways how to go about it. I would suggest, going to, check some gameplay videos from different players who kind of figured out a couple of different methods. But you have your regular Zerg strategy, or you have your, turtle strategy, or whatever. It really comes down to what you want to do. And that's the beauty of this game. You can play whatever strategy you want, and it's viable. I'm fairly confident we got our balances pretty well. So it looks like I'm losing big time because I wasn't that focused on the game. But again, it doesn't really matter. So there's also a time aspect to the game. So if the time runs out, then the game will check if one of the players has any of their structures destroyed. If that's the case, that player loses. There's some other aspects to it. The bottom line is, if you defeat your opponent's base, you win. If you don't defeat their base, then they don't defeat your base. Whoever does the most damage wins. Okay, so that was game 1. So if you can see right now, this is the rewards after the game. Even if you lose, you earn some shards. And for example, we earned 4 shards for Helio units and 2 shards for 3 units, right? So we earned 0 tertiary shards, okay? So that's like an indicator, where we're going with our odds. yeah, let's get into. We're just gonna go into the next game immediately. For the sake of getting the games out of the way, that's gonna be our second game. So again, if you wanna write in the chat like your matchmaking rating to get paired with me, that's gonna help you. But yeah, if not, I'm just gonna play versus different bots. We have prize bots, we have regular bots. But yeah, it really comes down to a lot of different factors what you're getting paired with. But yeah, let's see the full count. Let's see who we got. After this game, I'm gonna, yeah, this is a bot again. After this game, I'm gonna increase my rating a bit, just to see if we can get matched with some higher ranking players. I keep trying to deploy units on the stream preview. Anyway, so again, as you can see, I've deployed a bunch of these small units, and they all just got massacred. But what we can do is deploy this side unit that's really strong, really hard, and it's gonna just eliminate that versus really quickly. But it would be really bad versus a bunch of small units because it attacks, the side attacks really slowly, right? So these small units can just kind of eat away the HP of that unit. You can see that here. It's just gonna kind of chip away on that HP and get destroyed. Alright, let me focus a little bit and I just push this game through. So I'm not gonna be losing all the games. Every game no, not every game. The game that counts, the 5th game, I'm gonna do my very best to try and win. So if you wanna bet on, the outcomes, the 0 outcome is the most likely. If I win, the other 2 outcomes increase a little bit in their odds. So you have to keep that in mind. However, the 0 shards outcome is still the most likely one, regardless if I win or not. Okay, let's destroy this. I'm also gonna check the chats, etc. after this game, just to see where we're at. And I apologize if I'm missing some messages from any of you. Again, trying to stream on 3 different channels at the same time, but probably need some other tools. And at that point, I actually want to shout out to Frugal BC. He suggested a pretty cool software to me to be able to handle the live stream. And I must say, I'm really enjoying this software. However, there is still a lot, if that's not something you're doing day to day, it's a lot of new territory. Anyhow, so if you notice, there are units that behave the same but look different, and these are NFTs. So the blue unit, hammer, right? So it can be, that's the basic unit, but it can also look like this. That's the steampunk version. And there are a bunch of different skins or variants of each of the units. Okay, second game done. Okay, we have to do 2 more games before the scheduled live stream game actually starts. So yeah, okay, this time we earned 2 tertius shards. So, we're 50-50 in 2 games. But yeah, let me just increase my rating a little bit. Actually, let's give it one more go. Frankly. Alright, this actually looks like a player. Hello, get good. Well, you earned 5 USDC regardless of the outcome of this game. However, try and win. You know, it's always good to win. That's why we do play games. Well, not everybody. Some people just want to have fun. So maybe, we can also talk about how cool our skins are. Have I mentioned that already? So this is the Saibi. This is what it's called. I'm not sure how this skin is called, but I really love this skin. It's so cool. We went with the Indiana Jones team. I'm gonna show it after this game, like in I'm actually giving some chance to the the Get Goose to actually defeat me. Yeah. Sorry, Get Good. I'm not letting you win. I have a bunch of chance. Okay, this is really... Oh, and it's not that close. I'm pretty sure that Good is losing. So there are 3 different structures for each of the players. If you defeat the middle structure, you automatically win. The outer structures kind of give benefits, so you're trying to defeat them to kind of gain advantage and then push forward and win the game. However, if you're able to just zerg the middle building, like what I'm trying to do, that works too. And for example, this is like RAM unit, that's gonna be win. It's like a suicide bomber or something, but it's really good. It just ignores everything and just goes straight for the buildings. So yeah, GG, get good. Get good. No, I'm kidding. 5 USDC will be sent to your to your wallet. We can see all the logs for all the games. For the Algoland Quest, we actually enabled logging of all the games on chain, so all the results are published to the blockchain immediately, and you can see them on, let's see, I'll show you this really quickly. Share this. So there's this log.cosmicchamps.algo address that kind of shows all the games that are being played in real time. The results, let's see, the latest one should probably be, yeah, so, Cosmic Champs versus Get Good. Cosmic Champs won, Get Good lost. So yeah, I see your wallet here, so you're getting your USDC. Okay, let's go back to our next game, which is third game. I'm just gonna forfeit next game. I'm not even gonna bother because we need to get to the 5th game ASAP, since the market for the Alpha Arcade is stopping. No, it's not stopping, but it was scheduled for 3 minutes ago. So I just see who we get, what we get, regardless. I'm actually just meantime, while we're waiting, oh yeah, I said I'm gonna increase our rating. For now, I'm just gonna leave it as is. Only found. It took quite a while, so I'm pretty confident it's gonna be a bot as well. I really need to increase the rating. But yeah, let me know in the chat, you know, if you like this sort of live streams. Is this something you want to see more of in the future? Okay, so that's the strategy I was talking before. So Saibi, very strong unit, very slow attack. If you deploy a bunch of small units, they're just gonna chip away, and she doesn't do anything, right? So very good strategy. This is this paper, scissors, rock thing that I was talking about before. Oh yeah, I said I'm gonna forfeit, but I don't see a button. I believe it's the way for me that you can forfeit. Might as well will increase our rating a little bit. So that's, what is it at? That's a fourth game, I believe. Is it fourth? Can I want to confirm? Is it fourth? Okay. I'm gonna check log just to be entirely sure. If that's the fourth game, the next one is gonna count. Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore them to checkbox. There's this button to forfeit the game. We're gonna forfeit. Let's see. So there were 23 minutes, 29 minutes, 32 minutes. This one. 24 hours. Yeah, that was actually our fourth game. Perfect. So our next game is gonna be the prize game. Okay, let's try this. Oh, not prize. Nominated game. This game will count for market. All right. Should we increase our rating a bit? Try and see if we can get a player. Yeah, why not? Let's do. We're gonna do 1400 for our rating. Let's see if someone with 1400 is available. I'm pretty sure it's gonna work immediately, but yeah, if it doesn't, no big deal. Okay, so the question is, how many shards will be rewarded after this game, right? How many tertius shards? Tertius shards. These are the shards. We have 29, right? Let's mark it down. That's the market. Do we wanna check the market? Let's check the market. Let's check the market. Let's see what the odds are. Let's see if something has changed. Let's see the volume. There is $136 of volume. That's good. That's good. don't spend all of your lunch money, guys. This is supposed to be just like an extra, you know. I'm not encouraging anyone to spend any money that they cannot afford to lose on these sort of things. But yeah, okay, we got some predictions. Okay, this is the game that's gonna count. So this is the game that's gonna count. Let's go. Let's see what happens. So how many tertiary shards we'll get in this game? Okay, opponent found. Let's see who we got. Oh, nice. Well, not nice. It's a prize bot. All right. So we have a bunch of partners. Marcus Corellius, Stoic Army is one of our partners, or our partner bot, and that's the prize bot. If we defeat this bot, we earn some Marcus tokens. Sorry if someone was trying to match up in this rating bracket. However, prize bots take priority over all of other matchmaking scenarios, so there was no chance for anyone to get fair if we get allocated prize bot in that game. So let's win. Let's try and win this game. We always try to win the game. And let's see the result. Anyone bet? Well, there was some volume. If you win this prediction, don't spend it all at once, guys. You can also buy some Cosmic Champs NFTs. You can buy NFTs from other games. You can buy Fractal Monsters. You can buy Gecko Pigeons. You can buy spaces in realms. There is lots of stuff that's gaming related in the Algoland ecosystem. It's not being as exposed or as advertised as I wished for it to be, but we're doing our part. So let's see. Yeah, I'm winning this. 100% winning this. So one thing I forgot to mention is if you own Cosmic Gems NFTs, your units get small stat boost. So they're a bit stronger, and this shows because if I pick, let's say the same, if I pick the same unit, let's say Tertius versus their Tertius, my Tertius, well, that's a bad example, but my unit should probably win if they have basic unit and mine doesn't. At least in most direct 1v1 exchanges. There are some other, I would say, aspects to. Oh damn, this is not looking that good at all. So yeah, it's not pay to win. Better strategy will win 99.9% of the time. You can have the most OP units, but if you don't know how to block or how to respond to certain units that your opponent deploys, then you're doomed. And this is a really good combo that the prize bot did. They deployed Psybe and Hammer together. This is super strong because usually you counter Psybe with a bunch of small units, but Hammer destroys all of them. And there we go, we lost. Man, not the best outcome of this live stream. Okay, let's see the prizes. Let's see the prediction market. Let's see what happens. So, and there you have it. There you have it, guys. The loot. There was no Tertius shards in the loot. So the market that will, the market that is supposed to, resolve to being true is Tertius shards. Yes, So yes for 0 Thirst shards. This is the market that should resolve to true. Yeah, let's see. I don't know. Are we able to buy? Are we able to buy this? We're still able to buy this? I know that we should be able to still do. Okay. I mean, don't hold it against me, but I'm definitely going to try this. So the Alpha Arcade team did say that people will be able to bet during the game and still after the game because the market should kind of equalize itself. I'm not sure if they, if they just reject the entries that come after the time, like after the market is resolved. But let's see. I mean, if this pays out, paid $5, getting $10, I'm gonna, yeah. The player who played versus me will get $10 instead of 5 sent to them if this actually resolves properly. I just want to check this because again, this is still a new feature for Alpha Arcade, right? This live streaming feature, that's something that they are still testing out, and consider it, costs of costs of quality testing and quality assurance. Anyhow, let's see. Yeah, so that was it. Let me check the chats if there are some messages I need to address. If not, we can still play 1 or 2 more games, like if we want to play them. Otherwise, we'll call it a day. So let me just do this caption. Result 0 shards, 0 reduce shards. Can you see this? Bam! That was the result of the market. Maybe it resolves, maybe it doesn't. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't see any questions in the chats. So I think we're calling. We're gonna slowly finish this session. So yeah, guys, thanks for joining in. Join our socials. Actually, let's see where we have this. Bam! I love this software. It's called Restream. It's pretty cool. So yeah, join our socials, play our game. If you have suggestions, questions, whatever, want to say hi, come say hi to our chats. And yeah, see you all on the battlefield.